Okay, time to shape our shoulders. So, you can see here, here's the little cast on I did for the bottom of my armhole. It's so cute. And I did my 8 inches, which is what's called for in my size. Okay, so now it's time to shape the shoulders. Now the shaping of the shoulders is pretty easy because all it is a whole bunch of bind offs, okay? So for example, it says for my size, it says bind off 2 stitches at the beginning of the next 10 rows. So I have to keep track. But I just wanted to give you a quick lesson on what it looks like to bind off 2 stitches. Here we go. Alright, so here's the beginning of my row. I'm going to bind off these first 2 stitches. So I'm just going to knit 1, and then I'm going to knit a second one, just like that. Now, I'm going to take this further one that's further away, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to pass it over the end of this guy, and I'm going to drop him off the edge just like that. So I have 1 stitch left. So to bind off, you have to have 2 stitches to play leapfrog. So I'm going to do another one. And then this guy is going to leapfrog over like this. And now I've bound off 2 stitches. And as I knit a little ways, you can see that there's a little flap here from the stitches that I've bound off. Okay? So you have to keep careful track of where you're binding off and how many. So at the beginning of the next 10 rows, so that was number 1 that I just did. You're going to turn it over to start the purl row, and that you're going to bind off 2 stitches there also. That is going to be your second row, okay? So this is the beginning of the second row. And then you'll turn it on the front side. That'll be the third. Then the back side is the fourth. So the front and the back do count when you're binding these off, okay? So then after you do 10 rows or 2 rows or 8 rows. For me, my size is 2. For other sizes, it's 8, blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to bind off 3 stitches at the beginning of the next 8 rows. So it's just a lot of concentrating that you have to do here, okay? When you're done, there's a stitch count here. So for my size, I should have 78 stitches. And then it says to mark the center 56. So I'm going to find the middle 56 out of the 78, and I'm going to put a stitch marker around them, and that way we're going to be able to shape the neck. So that middle stitch is going to be a little bit of a scoop, and the rest becomes the top of the shoulders, okay? So have fun binding off, and have fun counting all of your stitches, and I will see you in the next video where we shape the back of the neck.